Good morning and welcome to another episode of Somebody Did Something. Today we have our special guest again, David. How are you?
Doing great. Thanks for having me back.
Good. Hi, Mom. How are you?
Good morning. I'm fine.
Good. I'm happy everybody's fine. Um,
Mom sounds excited.
yeah, right. You know what I find interesting? I'm going right off the bat with the whole South Carolina primary. That Trump won by 60%, right?
Wow.
Yes,
Okay.
he did. But the news is saying 40% of Republicans did not vote for Trump. So it's not that he won by 60, it's that 40% did not like him. Isn't that
Mm-mm.
interesting? Like why? Why do you continue trying to bend people's minds? Hello? Good morning. Mom? David? What the hell?
Yeah, I'm here. I was waiting. I'd like to hear Mom's opinion first, but I'll go here. So I think, it depends on what news you're watching. And I would say, I don't normally watch a lot of TV. I watch a lot of clips on YouTube and other places, just trying to get like multiple points of information and points of view. But when I do watch the news, whether like if I'm at the airport or somewhere else that has it on, like it watching the multiple points of info that I normally do, and then sitting there and just watching one channel and one point of view being presented to me, it just becomes so obvious that their goal is to tell you and convince you of whatever their narrative is. So whatever the news is, they're going to tell it to you from that angle. Whatever it is, they're going to tell it to you from that angle. So what I would think in that scenario, watching it is, okay, these people are trying to convince me that even though Trump won by this crazy margin, whatever it was, it's not good because only 40% of people supported Trump from the Republican Party. And they, for whatever reason, have an interest in Nikki Haley being the Republican candidate. So they're trying to pitch you a story that, well, even though Trump won, when it gets to the election, don't worry, nothing to fear. It's going to be okay because Republicans don't even support Trump. So they're not going to support Trump.
Yeah. So,
Oh, but they're wrong. They're wrong because they are going to support Trump.
mhm.
So, what I heard and what I saw is that Nikki Haley doing all this, and there were people in, what was it, South Carolina?
Yes.
Were Democrats voting for her. So, whatever margin she didn't get from Republicans. She got some Republicans and mostly Democrats were voting for her yesterday. Or was it Saturday? Yeah, yesterday. They
Yeah.
were voting for her.
And I totally
So
agree.
she got less of what she thinks she really got.
Yes, and I agree because let's see. Let me play this clip for you. See if you could hear it.
Do you think that Haley or Trump would be easier to beat? First of all, I think she's one of our better surrogates, so I hope she stays in. I hope she does well tomorrow. All the nasty stuff she says about Trump.
So that is news. I'm saying that Haley is one of their better surrogates. Like, what in the world? So they're basically saying she's us.
Yeah, she's a Democrat. That's what they're saying. She's one of them. They're all in it together. So
Yeah, I think it supports, what I was trying to talk to earlier, which is this channel or this news source has a bias on what they want and what they're trying to convince you of. And I don't know where this Nikki Haley support comes from. Like, I was talking to someone in the last week or so about this, and they asked me about her. I was like, I just don't know anything about her. I don't know why she's around. I don't know where she's coming from. I don't know why she's getting support. And I don't know anything she's ever done for us to be like, yes, that would make sense. And it makes sense that she's involved. So I don't know where it's coming from. It just seems like it's not Trump. So we have to go this direction.
she's being supported by Soros and the Democrats. They're the ones who donate the money for her.
Yeah, talking about Soros, did you hear what Bukele said? Let me see if I have that. 2 seconds.
I mean, who elected Soros to dictate public policy and laws?
He literally said that on CPAC the other day.
Yes, he did. I heard the whole thing. He was great. He told exactly what they're doing. He talked about the fake news, the fake Biden regimen. He talked about everything. It was great.
Yeah, it
Great.
was he's a no nonsense type of person. I mean, he just reminds me of finally we have a typical Spanish person that's not going to take anybody's crap from anybody else, cuz this is my house, this is what I do, and you could just go shut up, shovel snow.
And after he did that, Milei came from Argentina. Oh my God. It was different because they had to translate because he doesn't speak English. But everything he said was about the same thing that Kekele was saying.
Okay.
It was great. It was great. So,
Let's stop right there. Mom, are you in the freaking bathroom? Where the heck are you?
yes, I am.
You can't be in the bathroom.
It's got great echo. It's got great echo. I like it.
The echo is
Sorry.
fantastic.
Well, until Mom does her thing, I'll go for a little bit here.
Wait.
This
'Cause I'm
person
gonna,
that
wait,
we're-
hold up.
oh,
I'm going to cut all this off.
I just washed my hands. Now I'm done. I was peeing.
no, don't cut anything off. This is great.
Okay.
So-
Grandma.
So this, for those that aren't as familiar, because it sounds like you guys are really into this. I don't keep track of this particular topic that much. Is this the Argentinian president that was talking, or was that the one that just won in Ecuador, or not Ecuador, but
El Salvador.
I even forget who was it?
That's the one that just won again in El Salvador. That's the one that took all the people that were gang members and put them in jail.
Mm.
Yeah,
Mhm.
he's really a badass.
Bukele is from San Salvador, but Milei is from Argentina.
Got it. Milei's the other one from Argentina. Okay.
No,
yeah,
I
I think.
know. Yeah. Milei's from Argentina, right?
Yes.
Okay. And I think what's happening here is, and it's hard not to support this because you have these people that you don't know where they come from. And it seems like they have enough money or some other tie to everything. And the regular person is pushing back and saying, why the heck are you involved in any of this? Why does your opinion matter, George Soros? Why are you, Bill Gates, involved in telling us what vaccines? You became famous for making computers. You're not a doctor. You're not a vaccineologist, if that's such a thing. Like, get out of here. Contribute and help, but stop trying to shape the way our country works. Klaus Schwab is another one, which is kind of interesting that his name has just disappeared recently. And it's like you don't hear about him. You hear about Soros still, and you hear about others, but for some reason, Klaus Schwab, I just haven't heard a lot about him. But he's another one that's kind of in that Soros camp, the World Economic Forum. Like, why are you involved? Why are you special? Why should you be contributing to how our country works? So I think anytime you hear that, it's going to be supported, and it's, it's interesting to hear leaders speaking about that, but also I think it speaks to the people that are speaking that way are winning because the regular person is just looking at it and saying, well, wait a minute, why is this person involved at all? Why should they have a say at all? They don't know anything about how stuff works here, and I don't know their agenda. So I'm going to go with the leader that speaks to us or about us, and it's from us.
Exactly. And I think people are just tired, right? Because I think everybody at one point is like, this is not right. But then for some reason, we continue the charade because we just hear it in the news, we hear it in the radio. It's just, we get bombarded with it. So we're like, okay, well, I guess this is what everybody's doing, kind of thing. And it's unfortunate.
Like they were saying, Bukele and Milei and Trump, all you hear is fake news. You don't hear what's really happening. Because you don't hear what's really happening in New York with all these illegals. You don't hear it. You don't see it. I saw it, and I said, "What the heck?" The little people in the motorcycles, grabbing the purses of people, slamming them against the floor, and all that. I kept seeing that. I said, "What? We don't see that in the news. They won't tell us. These people are bad, and it's gonna get worse." And one thing I heard, because I heard Nikki Haley say, even if he wins South Carolina, he will not be in the White House. He will not be president. So what the heck are these people thinking of doing? I don't know. It's gonna get bad. It's gonna get so bad that I'm getting a little scared here, because even if he won, he's not gonna get in the White House. That's what she said. I heard it myself.
And
So-
I don't know why she's saying that. And it is scary because the polls have it her losing to Biden, and all the polls, she's losing by a lot. And if she thinks that, oh, well, the Trump voters are going to vote for me because they don't want Biden to win, I think she's mistaken. I don't think she knows that people see her as a traitor.
Yeah.
What about everything that's transpired makes you think she's trying to win the actual election?
That's what she's saying.
Oh, okay. Well, then that must be true.
Well, no, she's trying. I mean, she lost Virginia. She lost Tennessee. She lost. Wait, hold on. She's lost all these, and she's still going. For all intents and purposes, DeSantis was like a really strong candidate, and he lost one. And
I like how you made him a Spanish person, DeSantis.
He was another traitor. Go ahead.
And
DeSantis.
yeah, whatever. And he lost. He's from Florida, right? So he lost.
Yeah.
Aren't everybody from Florida like Cuban or something? And
that's what he is.
And he lost, and he did the prudent thing, right? Which was, hey, I didn't win this. I'm going to stop right now. And he literally said there's no point spending the money of my donors. The other, Vivek, he said, hey, we didn't win. I'd rather take all the money that my donors have donated, stop this campaign now, and donate it to the people that might need it or needy people. This human being, poor excuse of a lady, it's like, oh, I lost, but I'm going to win the next one. Oh, I didn't win this one, but I'm going to win the next one. Oh, I'm definitely going to win the one state where I was the governor because people love me. That is my state. She lost by a lot. And then she's like, well, it doesn't matter because he's not going to win anyway. Even if he wins, he's not going to win. So I hear and understand what Mom is saying, because you're thinking, wait a minute. What do you mean? Even if he wins, he's not going to win. What do you have planned? Why are you keep going? And then you hear this other Newsom guy being like, oh, she's the best surrogate we have. It's like, wait a minute. What's going on?
And I guess what I meant by my question was, okay, let's pretend we don't know anything.
Mm-hmm.
For the people that believe Trump won last time and they rigged it so that he didn't win, right? If that's where you're at.
Yes.
Why would you think this time they're going to do less to make sure they win? Or they're not going to do something else or something similar to make sure they win? So what I really meant by my question is, nothing she's doing makes any sense unless, like, Thomas the Tank was her favorite cartoon and she just doesn't believe in giving up at any point. So nothing she's doing makes any sense. And what about her actions lead you to believe that she's really trying to win versus she's just trying to create a story or a narrative or damage the Trump run in a way where she just helps the Democrats win?
Yeah, that's what it is. That's exactly what it is. They know she's not going to win, but they're keeping her there because they want people to get away from Trump and go to her. But that's not working. That's never going to work. But they're going to keep. Or
even if they don't go to her, right? It's like when they talk about well, if you don't like either of these candidates, what are you going to do? You're going to vote for the third option? Like, yeah, sure. But they know as a group, not enough people are going to vote for the third option for that to actually damage anything. So all they have to accomplish is, if I'm in Group A, is I just have to get enough people in Group B to not vote Group B so that my Group A wins.
Mm-hmm.
So if Nikki Haley gets in, I'm not hearing anything that she's supported in any kind of significant way on the Republican side. So they don't have to, it's almost like it's the easier win, because not everybody on the Republican side is going to vote for her, which makes her have a higher likelihood of not winning versus the Democratic group that's just going to stay united and say, well, we're voting for Democrat. We were never going to vote for a Republican anyway. And our guys got a chance, so we're never going to vote independent because we want to win, and maybe we also believe in this. So I think her winning or her not winning, but being the candidate, just makes people vote less for that side and helps Group A win.
That's what they're doing. But the thing is, she's not getting out because she's getting millions of dollars from all these people, including Soros. So they're using her, like you said, they're using her and she's letting them use her. As long as she gets money, she don't care.
Yeah, I would say she's not, it's more like, does she know that she's playing a part in this? Or does she really think she's out here and not a quitter?
She cannot be that dumb. She knows.
Oh, she knows.
She knows, but she knows all the money she's getting.
Yeah.
Mom, question for you. Answer on the spot. When the time comes for you to move west, are you going to need a U-Haul, or are you just going to need a plane ticket?
That's a very good question.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have the answer yet.
Okay, got it.
Thank you.
I say if I was gonna put money on it, it's gonna be like how many boxes? It's gonna be a plane tickets with how many boxes can I take in a plane?
A plane ticket with 2 carry-ons.
And then we'll go, Mom, but you can only bring 1 suitcase and a carry-on. And then she's gonna go, that's BS. I see these people coming from Santo Domingo, Cuba with like 300 boxes.
The people too. Remember those people that had like 20 boxes?
Yes, Mom.
The last one too?
I know. That's why I'm saying it. Because I know you know.
Yeah.
But
they have to pay, but they have the boxes.
No, but talking about boxes, this has nothing to do with boxes, but about knowing, because we know. Did you hear about the balloon? The spy balloon?
I heard it, but nobody's doing anything. I don't know.
Well, here's the thing. Nobody's going to do anything because we don't have journalists anymore. We either have activists or they kill the story.
We have fake news.
We have fake news. The interesting thing is, here's the thing. Maybe because I don't know the technology, but what the heck are they gathering from a balloon? I mean, what can they gather from a balloon that they can't do by infiltrating us, by hacking something? What is it that they're seeing from a balloon? The only thing I could think of is either they're really checking the topography of the United States. They might not be able to do that with a balloon. Yeah, they could do it with a satellite, but maybe their satellites are not allowed over us, kind of thing. Or they're testing if a balloon could just drop an EMP and then say, oh, it was a solar flare. That's why your phones are not working. That's my theory. Anybody else?
Yeah, have you heard the theory that a lot of satellites are just attached to balloons? They're not actually up in the sky like we think they are.
Oh, because we have a flat Earth? Yes, I heard that theory.
Those two theories normally go together. And you have seen, if you look at it long enough, you see and you find videos and clips and stories of, this satellite crashed down to the Earth, and it looks like it was attached to a balloon.
Yeah.
So whatever a satellite can gather, this thing attached to a balloon can gather. Whether you believe that satellites are attached to balloons or not, or they're orbiting space, whatever you believe, this thing is up there and it can have all the same things that a satellite has, whether it be capturing footage, capturing data, bouncing signals. It could be, hey, we want to know what's over there, but we can't look at it from wherever we're at, but we can bounce it from something that's up in the air over the place we want to be looking, and then bounce that information to us.
Yes.
Or to another place. But this, this story already happened, right? Like it's almost like this is the real thing, and the first balloons were the dry runs, because this story happened maybe last year sometime.
Yeah.
Where balloons were going overhead. So now it's like it's happening again, and it's barely getting covered.
Yeah, that's what I think, that something big happened, so then something else could happen, right? Somebody else could do something, and it's like, nothing to see here. Nothing to see here. Like they purposely get us numb or get us prepared for something, so then we're not like shocked. For example, I'm still waiting for the Epstein logs to come out. It was like, they're going to come out, they're going to come out, they're going to come out. All that was quote unquote released and talked about was the deposition that happened of the trial, and those names that came out, that was in the list. That was just names that came out during the deposition, and the list was supposed to be released, and there's no list.
Well, the reason it hasn't come out of it is because there's so many people in that list, like senators, judges, attorneys, everything, that when it comes out, they're going to have to clean house. Clean house. That's why we're waiting for Trump to come and change all these people, because they're all in it. And you know when they get a good new president, he's allowed to fire a whole bunch of people and get new people.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's probably what Trump's going to do. He's going to fire all these people that he knows. Well, I already heard that 55 senators, I don't know if they're Republican, Democrat, whatever, that are not going to see the election. They're not. 55. That's a lot. That never happened before. That's what they're saying. So those 55, they must know they're probably on that list or something. Because why all of a sudden 55 decided, we're not going to seek re-election again after this term, whenever it's done. So it's going to be a big change. It's going to be a big change. So let's see what happens when he wins.
I could see that. Here's the thing. I don't trust the government. I've never talking about somebody's knowing stuff, right? Talking about not trusting the government. My thing is, did you hear about the moon landing?
That it was a lie.
I heard of that movie.
Well, I was always like, did it happen? Did it not happen? But now I'm really thinking that they lied to us, because there was just a moon landing rover that just landed on the moon like 2-3 days ago, whenever it was. The first one in 50 years to touch the moon. And for some reason, somehow this little sentence caught my attention. Communication with it is very slow. And I thought, wait a minute. Wasn't Nixon just yippee-yapping with
on the phone
with them 50 years ago?
Yes.
And you're telling me that 50 years later, with all the technology we have, with what? That made no sense to me.
I saw that Nixon told it. I was in the whole thing. As a matter of fact, yesterday, they was talking on the phone with them, with the astronauts on the moon, And I said, wait a minute. Even on the plane, it's hard to talk to somebody else. And he was just talking, I don't know how many miles. Get out of here. I said, yeah, wait.
Yeah. So.
But I do remember there was an interview with one of those astronauts with a little girl that says, oh, I don't know if you saw this, it's been all over. How was it landing on the moon? Was it nice? He said, and the astronaut said, it would have been wonderful if it would have happened. And then he cut it. So that meant it didn't happen. And I saw that on TV. So he said it. If it would have happened, it would have been wonderful. So, hello, what is he saying? It didn't happen. It didn't happen.
Yeah.
It didn't. So,
there's so much controversy over the moon that if you were doing it, when we said, and astronauts, people from NASA themselves are saying, like, we lost the technology, we lost the ability, that's why we haven't been back, blah, 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 so on and so on. And then we go back and we don't do anything to celebrate that we're back. We don't do anything to capture the footage. We don't have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cameras just in case one of them breaks down to be able to say, we're back. Boom. We just landed. Celebration. American technology is back. Blah, blah, blah. Like, just how do you drop the ball if this is what we're doing and not capture this opportunity to say, hey, here's where America is continuing to lead the world. And either we're not leading, or we didn't really do it, or it's just another example of our country's leadership dropping the ball and not doing something to make sure that Americans can stand behind and support our country and our government. And if I was a leader, that's a drop on you. You dropped the ball. Who's in charge? Biden, you're in charge. How could you let this happen? How could we not maximize this show of strength for America as a leadership position in this space? We were just talking about, the Russians are going to put nukes in space, and oh man, that's the big concern that we need to make sure we declassify. And then we have this opportunity to show what we can do, and we don't do anything. So either you're full of it, or you're incompetent and missing opportunities to show that we're amazing. Either way, I don't know how I can support that.
It's both.
You said it. He's incompetent.
Well, I believe it's both. I think they need the NASA program because they could filter money through it. Because everybody believes we went to the moon. They give billions of dollars a year, and they need to keep it alive to show where the money's going, and then the money gets filtered to, I don't know, aliens, their pockets, I don't know. Because
Starting to sound like a flat earther out here, Malou. Watch out.
when you tell me that we lost the technology, it's like, you lost the technology? Like, how hard is it to get it back? Like you just think about it. Just think about it. Let's say we lost the technology on how to do a radio. Okay? In 50 years, nobody tinker with stuff and made the radio again? Or I don't understand this. I lost the technology. You didn't have an inkling of what technology was to work it, make it better. It just, what the heck?
Yeah. Or you didn't think it was important to keep? Or how long did we stop trying to get back to the moon that you would lose the technology?
Yeah.
For all our beautiful listeners, you can go look it up and find these clips from, I forget the dude's name, but it's a NASA. He's either one of the astronauts or part of the leadership of NASA.
Yeah.
Saying that on video. We lost it. Oh, we recorded over the tapes, I believe, is part of it too. Like, they had it saved, and then NASA must have been on a super tight budget. So instead of going to the dollar store and buying another videotape, they recorded over the moon technology.
And because it's total BS, right? Because here's the other thing. It would have been a little bit more believable if they went to the moon. NASA just shut down or was in a bucket. But no, NASA has never stopped So you cannot tell me you had technology and you did not build on that technology, but you lost that the technology that freaking took you to the moon. You weren't going to build on it. Oh, well, this technology, let's put it away because, we reached the moon. We don't want to reach anything else. Get the freak out of here. Go to somebody that believes a man is a woman and a woman is a man from one day to the next with that crap, because you're not going to get me with that, because that's stupid. That's all I have to say.
Well, look, I think we went to the moon, and everybody knows whenever you make something or you cook like a really great like meal or sandwich, somebody cook sandwich, a meal or a cake or something, you never make it the same way again. You immediately throw everything away and you're like, okay, next time I cook this thing, I'm going to just do it completely different ingredients, different things. I'm just going to start fresh. I'm never going to try to use these same materials again. So it's completely normal to me that NASA put everything away long enough to lose it because they didn't want to do it the same way. They wanted to try a different way.
I agree.
No, I believe they didn't want to do it again because they knew it was fake and they couldn't fake it again. Because people would be, wait a minute, how did that happen? Because one thing they were saying, I was watching this yesterday, where were the stars? If they were in the moon, you will be able to see the stars brighter, and there's no stars at all in the things they show. There's no stars. I mean, I said, I when I was small, I believed they went to the moon, but now that I look at all this, and I heard that astronaut tell that little girl that, they didn't go to the moon. That's why they never went again, because they couldn't go again. They couldn't go because they never went.
Yeah, it's something you said is really key, Mom. Like, I don't know if you've seen this, but there are competitions that happen where people will show like the footage of the corner of a building. And the contest is, they don't tell you where, they don't tell you when, they don't tell you what continent. They show a corner of a building or they show a lamp somewhere with a little bit of the background. And the competition is that there are people in the world that can see that, and they will go out and research using Google and photos and Google Earth and images and everything else, and they'll be able to track down exactly what that building is and exactly where it is in the world and what corner it's on, and they will find it just from a lamp or a post or the corner of the building. This is the competition that happens, and people are capable of finding this. And where technology is nowadays and where people are so skeptical nowadays and so skilled, you cannot fake it. If it was fake, you could not fake it again. People are too good. Information is too good and too available. So if they faked it, I think what you said is key. You can't fake it again because you'll easily get found out.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
First.
And here's the other thing, just human behavior, right? Just human behavior. If the United States went to the moon, why did it take so long for anybody else to go to the moon? I mean, if we're spying on everybody, if everybody's spying on everything, you would think that the technology to go to the moon will be a priority to be stolen so that they could replicate it and go. But they couldn't. They couldn't replicate it because it was a lie. They couldn't do it.
Exactly, because it never happened. And that's why they never went again. It never happened. They could not fake it again because people would notice.
Yeah. Talking about people noticing, have you been on the whole Fannie Manny and the affair?
Well, the last I heard is how they traced the phone's pin, where they pin and they pin him and her together in her condo like a few times. When she said nobody ever stayed in her condo. Only one time her son or daughter, and they pinned the phone at the same place, and they know the hour.
Yes.
From 11 to 3 and from 9 to 5, something like that. So they're good.
So get this. So, they gave that evidence because they filed the paper on Friday or whatnot. But apparently, between him and her, there were on average a total of 180 180 conversations a month. So I'm like, what the heck? And they weren't having an affair. It was just, apparently they're just talking. And I'm started looking through my phone. I think I don't think I counted. I've only had 4 phone conversations with people this month. Like what in the world? You're trying to tell us you did not have a relationship, but 180 conversations. David, how many times have you called Caitlin this month and had conversations over the phone? 180 times?
It had to be close to that. No, I'd probably say maybe at most twice a week.
Okay, twice a week.
Because I see her. I live with her. What am I going to call you and tell you? I'm about to see you in 6 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm getting there, honey.
Hey, I'm just calling to tell you I'm 6 minutes away on my way home.
Yeah,
especially now with texting, with text. Who's calling anybody? What are these? These are the 2 youngest looking 97-year-olds in the history of the world? Like,
no, listen, I think
people
they
don't
had
call.
David, they had 2,000 texts in a month.
Yes.
2,000 texts in a month.
2,000.
And then they asked him, where did you go? If you ever went, where did you go to her condo? He says, I think I went once to take a paper that I got. He went to take a paper that he got. A paper about the case or whatever, and they said, so you usually go to take papers to people's houses. You're going to see her in the courtroom. You're going to see her at your job. That's what they were trying to say.
There's emails.
But he's kind of dumb. He goes, yeah, that's why I went. Take a paper.
Yeah.
It was crazy. Crazy.
It was.
All of this to me is overkill. I've been busy this week hiring all my ex-lovers, so I haven't been keeping a lot of focus on what this case is about. But, I work, if you work for a place and the government is like just a big corporation, the standard is, even if it can look like it's inappropriate or favoritism, it is a problem. You don't do it. So all this extra stuff to try to prove it is just stupid. It should have never happened.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
It used to happen because she had and that. She had ran and that. We're not going to have another, whatever she is, that will go to sleep with her coworkers. And then she goes and does it herself. That is so crazy.
Yeah.
It's like the people from New York. What's her name? Letitia James?
Yeah.
I never said I wanted to get Trump. Give me a break. It's all over.
And she ran on it.
Yeah. I never said that. But they're not going to show this a lot. You don't see that a lot in the news.
Yeah, here's the thing. If as a prosecutor that she is, her main goal is to protect democracy, which she said it on the stand and she says it in her interview, blah, 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 blah. If democracy is so important to you, then step away. If you knew this was going to happen, if you knew that they were climbing up this tree to get you out, give it to somebody else. But then I started thinking, well, why didn't you give it to somebody else? Why didn't you just say, okay, well, we're going to have to get it out and give it to another office? And then I started thinking, it's the money. And I do believe she paid him money, cash, because I think she's getting cash money from somewhere.
Did you know that the girl that's not her friend anymore, you know why she got fired? Because she went to her office. I saw this, and she told her, listen, the grant we're getting for this is not being used for this. This is being used for something else. That's not right, blah, 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 all this. And guess what? That's why she got fired.
Yeah.
Yep. She got fired because she was telling her that they were doing things wrong. And speaking of Fannie Willis, did you hear the pastor from the church?
What pastor?
That she went?
No.
The pastor from the church where she went 2 times after that. I saw it this morning. He was saying, how dare she come here to get, I don't know what he said, but he said, she wants us to forgive her, comes to the temple of God when she's doing fornication and all this. I said, oh, man, and everybody, you know how they are in church. Oh my God, it was terrible. I mean, she won't go to that church again. Let me tell you,
It's
she
embarrassing.
won't go to church again. Yes, I said, oh Jesus, he's just putting herself down over and over again.
Yeah, and that's what I'm trying to say. I mean, it. I started thinking, what would be the one thing that would make that will make you put your reputation in jeopardy in such and your job, right? In such a way, because you know you're gonna go and lie to the court. I mean, you know you're gonna go and lie to the court. So what will make you? Either your ego has to be to the moon, right? It's the only thing reaching the moon from Earth, or you're getting paid. You're getting money, and you don't want to lose that money, and that's the only reason I could think. Because if somebody, it's just crazy to me. It's just insane.
It's the money.
Or
Yes.
you're more afraid of the people that
Right.
you've been dealing with than whatever other punishment you may get.
Oh crap!
And don't forget, it's the money, and since they control everything, they control the lawyers, they control the judges, with the same money, because it's the same person paying everything, or a group of people. So they think, oh, we're never going to get caught. And if we get caught, they'll put it under because we control the media, we control. That's what happened. But they're dealing with an ex-president. And he has everything. He said it. And you must have heard him say, I cut them all. He got proof on everybody that he's going to get out. They haven't showed it, but he has it. So, since they control everything, look at Biden. Oh, Biden has done. What happened to Biden? Nothing.
This is true.
Huh? So, since they control everything, they say, oh, we get away with it. So, Letitia James, you wait, because things are going to come out about her, too.
Yeah.
Like it's coming out about the judge already, that he had an affair with somebody, that he had a case, and the other people, he had an affair with a girl from the other people's whatever side, and it's coming out. It's coming out. Everything's coming out.
Yeah. It's crazy. But going back to the Biden, I do believe that it's insane because Trump did exactly the same thing as Biden. They both did the same thing. They had stuff in their home that was classified that they shouldn't have. At least Trump knew he had it and he was in the process of giving it out. Biden had no idea it was in his garage or in his toilet, wherever the heck it was. And it's really weird, crazy that just 2 weeks ago they said, yes, Biden is guilty of the same thing Trump is guilty, but we can't charge him because his mind is too feeble to stand trial.
Yeah, that reminds me of Hillary. Oh, she's guilty of this and that, but no prosecutor will take a case. That's BS. That's the thing that they use.
Yes.
That's what they use.
Yes.
And that's it. Because they control everything, and he's still the president. He's too stupid to stand trial, too dumb, too sick, too demented, but he's still the president. No.
Yeah, that makes no sense.
It's something wrong.
Yeah. Well, I mean, maybe he identifies as a sane 21-year-old with all mental faculties.
Yeah, but now his brother who was interrogated the day before yesterday, I think it was this week. Now he was saying I don't know because I didn't hear the whole thing. But you know how they got diamonds for China?
Uh-huh.
That he threw it away by mistake. He threw the diamond away by mistake. Who's going to believe that?
Oh my God.
Exactly.
That's but and that's what's scary, right? That's what's scary because everybody believes what they want to believe because everybody has their own agenda, and it's like we're living in a world of everybody's doing something, nobody's saying anything, and everybody's believing everything. Anyway, on that note, do you have anything else to add for today, David?
Nope, nothing else.
Good. Well, I'm gonna let ya be because I'm gonna go show some houses, and we'll wait to see what next week brings. Hopefully, we'll find out what happened with Fannie Manny and everything else.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, guys. You have a good day.
All
You
right,
too.
have a good one.
All right.
Bye.